Alright. How much do you want to bet this is not going to work out the way I hope it will?
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft.
Alright, hold on.
Your systems are online.
Oh. Guess I just turned the engines off?
Online.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So, space does... Okay. So, space will make me go up. But if I hit control, I'll go down. But this is the lowest I can do. So, what I have to do, I think, I'm going to have to shotgun my way into the elevator.
Engines offline.
Maybe a little bit better than that.
Engines offline. Engines online.
There we go. Park it sideways.
Engines offline.
Look. I'll freaking make it work, damn it. Oh god, I can't see my cursor. Hold on. Before I swerve and crash into a Wendigo or some shit. Oh jeez.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Ooh, that's a fun little ride. I cannot wait for the Gravlove rework. That will be nice. That will be very nice. So this is Crusader and Tumbril Day. The reason it's Crusader and Tumbril Day is mainly because of this. Really, it's just this. So we have the Starlifters, which were touted as the basically one vehicle that can carry the Nova Tonks. I mean, they're not the only vehicle that can hold the Tonks, but they're the first ones that can hold the Tonk. And if they didn't come out together, it would have been a very strange thing. Of course, the C2 and the M2 came out first with the Tongs, and then the A2 is new for this patch. I don't have really much interest in picking up an A2. The bombing. Okay. So the difference is here. And actually, it might be worth a check, worth a walk through the M2. Let's take a look through the C2 just for reference. So the C2, okay. So the first model was the M2. It was a military transport for vehicles, a vehicle transport for the military. And then eventually Crusader came out with the. I don't know if they came out with the C2 or the A2 first, actually, but the C2 was just, hey, let's just strip it down and make it a civilian cargo vehicle. So it has, I think, 100 SCU or something like that. Don't quote me on that. Good capacity. Lighter armor, one less turret. The M2 is still good, but it's a little bit less cargo capacity than the Caterpillar, for instance. Although I think it's comparable armaments though. Comparable. I think the M2 actually might be a little bit. It might have a little bit more DPS, but it's also kind of weirder turret placement. As you can see on the first deck, it's got a big cargo deck. The main thing I wanted to talk about was the recreation area. Might not be the recreation area, actually. No, it's not the recreation area. I'm sorry. Although this, I do like Crusader's aesthetic. It's very Millennium Falcon, which makes sense, but we'll get to that. It's very Millennium Falcon, but okay. So the main. Am I insane? Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, hold it. Just okay. Okay, cut to the M2. So this is obviously the military version. It swaps out a few niceties for some more utilitarian things. Okay, so I just want you to note the placement of this door relative. Okay, right? We go in on the C2. I thought there were like auxiliary rooms that connected. So, you know, we have this area, you know. Okay. So, we've got that like armory area like all the length of this, right? Okay. And that was just you know, this is just a drop seat room that holds weapons. Drop seat room with some weapon and armor storage, you know, and the habitation. They added it. People were really up in arms about not having a kitchen in the M2. Now there is one in the M2, so there are people who are going to be like, yeah, I don't care that the M2 doesn't have a kitchen. That's fine. It's whatever. But now, and there are going to be people who are like, I would rather have more cargo than more weapons. You know, that's completely fair. That is completely fair. Fair trade-off. I would definitely take the M2 if I had to go with a Starlifter. I did have, I bought an M2 in game, in 314. It was a good ship. I just didn't really have the multiplayer capacity to actually use it very, very much. So, oh Jesus. Well, we saw that ramp. That guy, I don't know. That guy can do whatever he wants. Let's take the off ramp. I don't know why this is now an off ramp, but hell yeah. And this, people kind of wanted to use this as a pocket carrier. It's kind of like, it works for any ground vehicle. If they make a ground vehicle big enough to not fit in this thing, they've made a ground vehicle that's too big. But it can hold a Pisces easily. It can hold an Aurora. It's a bit too small to be a real pocket carrier, I would say, but yeah. Oh, and then you have the A2 version, which has even heavier armor, so many more guns. It's comedic. It swaps out. It takes up a lot of cargo capacity for bombs, which are cool, but it's a bit too much. It takes too much away. I would definitely take an M2. Probably whenever they release the bomber that they've hinted at, the bespoke bomber, I would probably just use that instead of trying to fit several roles into one ship. But the A2 I think would work for a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, the A2 is super cool. Just not my cup of tea in particular. All right. And this is pretty much the rest. Well, I mean, we got a few more things to go over, but okay, so let's start with the Star Runner, because that is actually the first the first Crusader ship to actually hit the line. It's a pretty well received ship. This is the Millennium Falcon. It absolutely was intended to be the Millennium Falcon. The Connie was kind of intended to be that. This is a little bit more so. This is lighter armed, but it has a little bit more cargo. It has a little bit more cargo. It's also supposed to be a mix cargo runner and data runner, which we don't have too much information about data running, really. So probably the biggest things, if you're concerned about weapons, this is not the ship for you. It's also very wide, as you might be able to tell. It's actually very square in terms of overall proportions. It's basically like if you took two Connies and then put them together. And in terms of efficiency, the Connie kind of does... It has less space, but it uses that space better, I would say. I think the trade-off here is that the Star Runner has a lot more... It uses a lot of that dead space, theoretically, as like fuel storage. I think that's probably, if they had to give an excuse, that's probably what it is, and it works out pretty well. I know that when it initially came out, there was huge fuel problems. Like it consumed way more fuel than it should have. But yeah. Oh, this also has the lovely... Hold on. There we go. Honestly, I don't know how much I like the... And the door's gonna crush me because I can't rent this and close this in time. I don't know how I like those small buttons, honestly. I mean, I feel like they could be bigger. Or maybe, I think in the future you'll have an option to remote control things, at least if you own it, which wouldn't really help here, but whatever. So yeah, this is the this is the way to get around the Star Runner. What? This isn't how you get around the Star Runner? I have no idea what you're talking about. This is the absolute normal way to get around. Also, I can't actually stand up. Oh, there we go. Oh. Is this the queen or the king? I have no idea, man. It's also very hard. There you go. Alright, so you have a very dark room, exposed weapon racks, which is a little bit weird, but not the weirdest thing, I guess. You've got a very nice habitation module, or very nice habitation area. You'll notice on the, let's see if we can turn these lights on. Do something about these lights. The Starlifter had like bunk beds. This you have your individual space. Got some tables. Oh, also, if you didn't know, where's the flip things? Also, seriously, the lights. Oh, yeah. Also, there's that. These are shoilets. Classic Star Citizen shoilets. Shower right into the pot. Yeah. Okay. And now we're getting a lag spike. And then you have your cockpit area. You know, I'll save the magic of what the cockpit looks like. It's pretty nice, though. You also have weapon racks up there as well. Here's your turret access. I can't remember which one goes up and down, but yeah, you can figure that out. Got your server racks. Got your server racks for your data storage, for your data running. Scanner station with nice hidden door. This is kind of like the only ship that has like that really has rat tunnels, such extreme rat tunnels. Oh, by the way, also there is a ladder. You can just jump up. You don't actually have to use that ladder. And this ladder only goes up from the cargo hold to the main area. People want it to be stairs. People want that elevator to drop down by itself. People want another elevator because otherwise there's only one entrance. This is the component bay, which, by the way, I'm not crazy. Wasn't there? This was a secret door, right? Hold your butts. My integrity as a ship reviewer is at stake here. Oh, also this is also used as a smuggling hold as well, by the way. Like shielded cargo, which, you know, I mean, it's actually, people are like, why in the hell would you actually like have as a stock option on a legally made ship have like a smuggler's hold? You know, okay. See, here's the thing. There we go. There has to be some way to access that from this side, but or maybe there isn't, I don't know, but anyways. But yeah. Like if you're taking valuable cargo, the ability to hide it is still useful. Even if it might also be used for nefarious purposes. And besides, I mean, you can modify that into a bunch of ships. I think is the, at least in lore description, I don't know how well you're going to necessarily be able to do that in-game, but here are the Ares Starfighters. This is not a ship, this is actually a gun with engines. I don't joke that, I mean, that really kind of is the thing. I will hazard a guess and say that I'm going to piss people off by saying this, but I think it's actually undergunned. I'll say that this thing is undergunned. I will say that this thing is undergunned. I think it should have like an additional, like maybe dual size 2 turret on the nose, just to have some kind of more practical anti-fighter weaponry, but it's fine, because honestly I think just Crusader in general kind of has a tendency to undergun their things, like, so I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I think it's fine. It's just, you know, I'm just saying. Also, I believe these missile racks, I believe you can actually swap them out, and you can have you can actually put one size 5 torpedo. I think there's another missile rack somewhere, but I don't know where. Hold on, let's get some hardcore parkour action up here. There has to be, because I saw that there's like 3 missile racks. Those 2, well, I don't think those 2 are actually bespoke. It's kind of weird. But I digress. Yeah, so these are just big honkin'. These are size 7s. This is the first ship that players have been able to actually fly. legitimately, with size 7 guns. And these are also bespoke size 7s. So we have the Inferno, which is the ballistic Gatling version, and then we have the Ion, which is a laser cannon version. I think there's been concerns with ballistics as of especially recently, where their recent balance means that ballistics have really low damage, or I'm sorry, they have really low ammo capacity. And as far as I can tell, the Inferno, especially because it's, bespoke, and they can make modifications to this without affecting everything else. It actually has it's pretty decent, especially considering that it's, this is the only version. Also, because people probably aren't going to actually be jumping on their Infernos that much, let's just open up these component bays, because actually, this is pretty cool. What is this, life support? And we don't know what life support's gonna look like at all yet, so Okay. I can't wait. At some point, me clambering around the ship. I mean, that's actually what you're going to have to do in order to repair these things. I mean, there might be a bit more. There's probably going to be a bit more of an elegant solution to this. I mean, don't get me wrong, but hot dang. So do I have... okay. But yeah, so... These... I've tried to fly ships around, but it's often ended terribly, so we'll see. But I'm gonna fly these around for claim jumper missions, because I think that's probably the one thing they're really, really well suited for. Also... because I've seen a lot of people mention it... and I just want to be a good beacon of information. You have a weapon rack here in the back, as well as some storage. I don't know where the button is, and it's there. It's literally there. Oh, and it just goes straight into the menu. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, so very nice, very nice. Again, I think probably I would definitely slap some size 5 torpedo mounts on here. I would definitely do that, because that sounds like very good ground support, quick ground support kind of thing. Have some precision strike capability. And also, it would have some anti-cap ship capabilities as well, so... Also, I love how I've just opened this thing up. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, so what do we have here? We got the Cyclones. The Cyclones, I'll also piss people off here. I think the Cyclones are cooler than the Warthogs. This thing... Oh, man. So we have... Alright, so we've got... Oh, actually, we probably have a lot. Okay. Probably should have started from the other side, but that's okay. So we got like the military versions here. We have the turret, the missiles, and the missiles and turret. This thing, people are concerned about balance, and I am too. I don't know how they're going to balance this exactly, because here's the thing. So this has a size 1 turret. I love the TR, by the way. The TR is amazing. But okay, so so the TR has a size 1 turret. The AA has 2 size 2 turrets, which are by default, I believe, have 2 size 1s, which is fine. I think it might also have an EMP. I can't remember if it's the anti-air or the racing version. Don't ask me why a racing don't ask me why don't ask me why a racing car needs an EMP, but but now you have a size 1 turret with 2 size 3 missile racks. So like ideally this missile launcher is just kind of better than this one. Granted, I mean, you can use this with 1 person. This, you have to have 2 people in order to fully utilize it. But I don't know how much of a trade-off that is. Let's see. Alright, so we have the Cyclone, the classic Cyclone. This is just exploration recon. Yeah, I would say that's right. It's got a little cargo bed. Let's see, what's the Wow, that was fast. But yeah, it has 1 SCU cargo space. I don't think. Wait for the cargo refactor before this like really works. But it's this is. Oh, you have a little storage thing here? Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I just freaking love this thing to death. Also, does this have a weapon rack on it? It does. It does. Okay. I think probably all of them do. I would assume that all of them do. Maybe not the racing version. I don't know. Now the racing one does have it. Also, oh, this Klaus and Werner marketing. That's cool. This one trades out. Actually, I think this one might have a boost. I don't know. Don't take my word for it though. But it's nice. And is this? I think yeah. There's one that's like a specific like beacon layer. This is like the recon version. Scouting runs provide vast delicate scans of terrain as well as beacon placement. So yeah. They got a whole lineup of Cyclones. I just freaking love this thing so much. The only weakness it has is that it doesn't have a windshield. It doesn't have a pressurized cabin. I hope that at the very least you can have a... At the very least, I hope you can put a windshield on this at some point, but we'll see. Even if you can't, this thing is the coolest ass. This is the coolest ass 4x4 I think I've ever seen in sci-fi, and I'll stand by that. It's also got... Well, okay. It does have hubless wheels, although they're glitched out here. They should actually be at the bottom of the wheel, which is kind of weird. I would think they should actually be at the top, but maybe they'll make it so you can change that in the future. I don't know. That would be cool. Anyways, moving on from ground vehicles, we're moving on to the Genesis Starliner, the first Crusader ship to actually be sold, and it's the last one. Well, not the last one to be made, probably, but the one that hasn't been released yet. This is actually going through reconcepting. I think on the progress tracker, it does say that it is has some work being done with it in next year, I believe, with the concept art team. So, with the vehicle art concept team, vehicle concept art team. God, sorry, but this is supposed to be your 747. This is supposed to be your transport, your commercial airline to take you from, system to system mostly, but also planet to planet. You know, that kind of thing. They've hinted at variants, but they haven't sold any variants. They kind of played around with a few ideas, but they haven't had anything super concrete. They also kind of touted this with modularity in mind, but then modularity, well, we still don't have modularity in like Retaliator modules or Caterpillar modules. And this thing, I feel like they also kind of said like, it's not, you can set it up in a modular way, but when you have the ship, but when you select what ship you have with the modules you have, those are the modules you have, that kind of thing. That could change. And again, because it's going through reconcepting, you can kind of see that this is a little bit off from the rest of the Crusader ships. So we'll have to see. It's probably going to change. I love it, and I hope it doesn't change too much, but it does not have armaments at all. It has like one turret, I think. At least the original idea was that. So it's, yeah. Here we have a very upscaled Ranger. This is the motorcycle, going back to ground vehicles because ground vehicles are amazing. It's actually, we have the oh, they're just showing off the gun version. Okay. You have a regular version with some cargo. I think you have a regular version. No, yeah, you have a regular version with some cargo. You have this one with 2 size 1s. And you have a racing version. All nice. I would probably go with the cargo version because, well, I mean, this is cool, but at the same time, I would just take the cargo, honestly. Probably be much more utilitarian. And eventually you'll probably be able to shoot guns from the driving seat of a ground vehicle, so yeah. With powerful frame, proprietary X-Tech adaptive tread tires, and reactive response precision steering and braking, the Tumbril Ranger lets you embrace the renegade spirit of the open road while staying thoroughly grounded, but adventure doesn't always go as planned, so the Ranger TR comes equipped with dual weapon mounts to make sure you're more than covered. I have no idea when this thing is going to come out. Making a 4-wheeled vehicle is much different than a 2-wheeled vehicle, as I understand, and it'll be a long time. I do love the idea, and it's also like the smallest ground vehicle. Aside from maybe the PTV, but the PTV is very square. So, and that being, like basically half the width, maybe a little bit longer, it'll fit into better places. God, I love the Cyclone. God, I love the Cyclone, and I can't say it enough.